I am so excited to talk to you guys tonight a little bit about the game board that you guys are going to be getting in the mail from me this week. But I'm also going to email it to you guys so that you will have it, so that you can go ahead and print it out if you want to be working on it before you ever get it in the mail. So you're going to be getting a couple things from me in the mail this week. You're going to be getting your game board. Okay, so I'm going to go over the game board with you. You're also going to be getting a little bit of information about becoming a red jacket. And so I want to tell y'all about what a red jacket, like what is that? What is a red jacket? So when you first come into Mary Kay, your first step is what? Doing your first party, right? Your first step is doing your first party. And then after that, we talk about your pearls with sharing. And that's where you start to do some pearl calls and some share calls and things like that. We've started doing pearl parties, those types of things. And so that is your first focus, is your party and your pearls, okay? This third thing is becoming a red jacket. And I want to tell you all a little bit about being a red jacket. So a red jacket, there's a lot of awesome benefits of being a red jacket. You get special seating at company events. You get to wear this beautiful red jacket. You get all kinds of extra avenues of income. There are team building bonuses, $50 team building bonuses every time you add a new qualified recruit. There are obviously your commission that you can get. So like you can get 9, 13, I think it's 4, 8, 9, 13%, like you build up. And so red jacket is just a really great place to be. And it's a great place for you to go once you become a new consultant and kind of got your feet on the ground, for you to just go ahead and like jump for that red jacket position. And red jacket just means that you have 3 active team members. That's all, 3. Like 3 active team members. That's not very many, right? And you get to be a red jacket. So I am wanting to challenge all of you guys to become a red jacket. If you're not already one, become a red jacket. Get in the red jacket position, because it is truly the place to be, okay? And so we're going to start having some red jacket brunches and some red jacket events and things like that are just going to be specifically for you guys that work to become a red jacket, okay? So that's the first thing that I want to tell y'all about, is just becoming a red jacket is really important for you guys. Becoming a red jacket is also important for our goals as a unit. So when we have 10 red jackets, we are going to become a Cadillac unit. We will be a Cadillac unit. We'll be in our pink Cadillac. And so that is our next step. There's 3 levels of cars. We have the Malibu, the Equinox, and the Cadillac. We're in the 2nd level, and so our next level is Cadillac. And so what we really have to do is we have to sell 430,000, I think. Anyways, something like that, over the course of a year. Okay, that's really like the thing that you do to become a Cadillac unit. However, when you have 10 red jackets, that production kind of comes along with having those red jackets. And so it just builds a really steady, solid unit. And so right now we have 1 red jacket, Alice Patterson, and she is the bomb.com. She has been holding steady at red jacket for a really long time, which is a great accomplishment in itself. And so what I want you guys to do is to focus on getting to that red jacket position. Even if you just came into Mary Kay to say like, hey, you know, I'm just going to sell some product here and there. Guess what? When you're in your red jacket, if there becomes a month where you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't do a lot of parties this month, or, you know, I wasn't able to do a lot of parties this month, your team is still out there working. And so you still have a source of income coming in. And so that was one thing that I've been really grateful for in the seasons of my life where I couldn't work, because there are times when you cannot work, right? And so there were seasons of my life where I was like in the hospital, right? I could not work. And so being able to have my team who was out there working still brought me a steady income. And so it's just a great way to, number 1, get yourself a steady income, but number 2, be able to help your unit. And number 3, to be able to give yourself friends to do this with. When you can have somebody to do your business with, it is like no other thing ever. Okay. Like I remember being in Mary Kay and I did not have new recruits. Like I didn't have people on my team for about 6 months. And I remember being like kind of lonely. You know what I mean? Like my sales director was in Alabama. And so I didn't have a lot of people around me that did Mary Kay. And so I loved that when I started adding team members, I had people in my pocket that I could go to events with, that I could go get coffee with and work Mary Kay. Just some like fun little times, some sisterhood that I could build. And that was up to me. It wasn't up to like, somebody else to recruit my friends, right? It was up to me to recruit my friends and to bring them into this awesome business because you guys, however much you love your Mary Kay business, imagine if you could give that to other people. I mean, I just think about that all the time. Like, I love this business. It would be so selfish if I didn't share it with everyone that I know, right? Okay, so let me explain to you guys the game board. So the game board is a really fun way to track your progress. And so when you focus on your game board, you will, when you finish your game board, okay, when you finish the squares on the game board, you're going to become a red jacket when you finish some of those squares, okay? So you can either focus on the board or you can focus on becoming a red jacket and then finish some of the squares on the board, okay? So you get to focus on whatever you want to focus on. Do you want to focus on becoming a red jacket or do you want to focus on the game board? Either one is fine with me, okay? Some people love the game board. Some people are like, I just really want to focus on the one thing. I want to chase the one rabbit, and that is becoming a red jacket, okay? So let me share with y'all really quickly this game board. So this is our game board. Okay, so I want you to look here first. This is Be a Star Consultant. Be a Star Consultant, minimum wholesale by 6/15. Okay, so this is the only square on this board that is a deadline of June the 15th. Okay, so this deadline is June 15th. Everything else, the deadline is June the 30th, but this deadline is June 15th. So make sure you highlight that and keep that in your mind, okay? And that's 1,800 wholesale between March 16th and June 15th, okay? 1,800 wholesale between March 16th and June 15th. You're going to actually get postcards from me that tell you how close you are, things like that. So you will hear from me so that you'll know kind of where you're at on that. The next thing just says add 3 new team members. Well, if you're focusing on red jacket, this is what you're going to be doing, right? You're going to be adding your 3 new team members, and you just add them between April 1st and June 30th. And so all that is them signing up to sell, okay? It doesn't mean that they come in with inventory or anything like that. That's just adding them to your team, okay? Now, doing 60 faces, virtual or in person, so that's 20 faces per month. If you think about it, April, May, June, that's 20 faces per month, okay? If you did, if you're a really busy person and you could only do like 1 Facebook party a week, okay, that would be 5 people on 1 Facebook party a week would get you to finish the 60 faces by June the 30th, okay? And so you can just mark their name off here. Now, you can do them on Facebook or in person. Now, let me tell you what counts as a face, okay? A face is on Facebook if they watch the live video and they communicate with you so that you can do a good follow-up with them, okay? It's not somebody that just like says they watched the video or they just hopped on and you saw their name. Like, that's not really somebody that like you would count as a face, okay? And so if they watch the video live, or if they watch it back later and they watch the whole video and send you the follow-up questions at the end, like that counts, okay? As long as you get a good follow-up with them and they have watched your video. Now, in person is when they've tried the products with you, you've sat down with them. It could be, we've been doing the parties where we pass the products around and they try them on the back of their hand. That counts, okay? That counts as a face. So as long as you let them try the products and you get a good follow-up with them, it's a face. Okay, Gold Achiever, all 3 months. Gold Achiever is your 600 wholesale. 600 wholesale every single month is going to finish that Gold Achiever. So that is your jewelry that you can get every single month. This month, it is actually some earrings. I actually had them, and I don't know what I did with them. They might be over there. Anyways, they're little like pink heart earrings. They're so stinking cute. And you guys, all of the earrings and the jewelry that Mary Kay gives out, they are so good quality and like amazing. Amazing jewelry. This is some of the jewelry that I've gotten from Mary Kay. Like, and these are probably a year or so old, and I wear them all the time. Like, look how good they are. They're not tarnished. Like, it's good jewelry. So when you get that, you're going to get that when you hit 600 all 3 months, 600 wholesale. Okay. All right, now your 13% increase club, you're actually going to get to see what your 13% increase is whenever you get your personal game board. If you need to know it before you get it in the mail, you just let me know and I'll give it to you. But here's the deal. If you were not in Mary Kay this time last year, then your minimum, you have to do 1,300. Okay, if you were in Mary Kay this time last year, then you'll just do a 13% increase over what you did last year. But the minimum is still 1,300. Okay, so if you did like 800 last year between April, May, and June, let's say you did 800, that's only $904 is the 13% increase. Okay, so actually your minimum is 1,300. What does that average out to? 1,300 divided by 3 is $433 wholesale per month, okay? Now, what does it take to get $433 wholesale per month? $866 in sales per month. Now, what can you do to do that? If you average $300 in sales per party, which is average, okay? Now, I average about 500. So if you're doing your parties with me or like I do them, then you're probably going to average more than that. But 3 parties a month, Facebook or in person, should get you that 1,300. Okay. All right. Add 3 Great Start qualified. Now, this add 3 team members up here and this add 3 Great Start qualified, very similar. Very similar. Okay. If you add a person who's a new team member and they become qualified, they count for both of these boxes. Okay. Qualified just means they come in with $600 or more. Now they have 4 months to hit their 600. So if they do 300 in April and 300 in May, they still count as a qualified for you. Okay. All right. Now, here's what's really cool. You guys are going to get cash money from me whenever you finish your board. Okay. So if you finish 3 squares on your board, you're going to get $50 in cash from me. Okay. $50 in cash, 3 squares. When you do 4 squares, you're going to get $75 in cash. When you finish 5 squares, you're going to get $100 in cash. And when you finish all 6 squares, you're going to get $125 in cash in your hand on July the 11th. Okay. Now, July the 11th is our Dinner and Diamonds event. It's going to be in Anderson at Jennifer Walls' house. And so if you are within an hour from Anderson, you have to be at that event in order to get your money. Okay, so make sure you put it on your calendar now so that nothing comes up between now and then and you're like, oh no, I forgot about it. Like, go ahead and put it on your calendar because you have to be there to get your cash. Now, if you live 14 hours away, all right, that's different. I can mail you a check or send you Venmo or whatever. But if you're within an hour, you have to be at the event, okay? All right, you guys. So that's the game board. If y'all have questions, please let me know. You guys, this is pretty simple. I feel like it's pretty simple. Keep it in front of you all day, every day. Constantly be looking at that game board, or at least look at it at least once a day or once every couple of days so that you can kind of see where you are. Because if you don't know where you are, then you don't know where you're going, right? And so decide now, like, do I want to finish 3 squares? Do I want to finish 4 squares? Do I want to finish 5 squares? And what am I going to do with the money that I get on July the 11th, okay? Now, if your goal is to finish $125, think about how much money you would have made in Mary Kay. Like, you would have made all your profit from your sales, $1,300 minimum profit that you would have in your pocket, okay? Not counting all the commissions that you're going to have from your new team members. Okay, so you guys, this is not just the money that you're getting from the game board. This is money that you are going to get like all throughout these next 3 months. So let's finish out a pink Cadillac, you guys. We deserve a pink Cadillac. You guys deserve to be in a pink Cadillac unit. And I so believe in every single one of you that you will meet your goals and that you will do everything that you can to get there. So I hope y'all have a great April, May, and June. And y'all know I'm always here if you need me. Love you guys.